Well, hello good people, and welcome back to the channel. Over the past 2 months, I've had the opportunity to recap and review the first season of Naked and Afraid of Love. And with the season 1 reunion airing last week, allow me to tell you what you already know about the show. Naked and Afraid of Love is trash. It advertised itself as merging the concepts of the popular Naked and Afraid series with a dating show, but the deception of the show was laughable. The cast members didn't really have any survival skills, and as some viewers pointed out, they never really showed any signs of hunger, fatigue, dizziness, or having to eat wild animals to survive in the wilderness. Now I can go on and on about why I felt the first season was a failure, but instead of complaining about it, I've decided to be part of the solution. That's right, for the purposes of this video, I'll be sharing my pitch for what the second season of Naked and Afraid of Love would look like if I had creative control over the project. So what things would I keep from the first season? What significant changes would I make? Stay tuned to find out. While I had my issues with the first season of Naked and Afraid of Love, there are 2 things that I would definitely keep for future seasons. For one, I was a huge fan of the 16 cast member format because it gave viewers a variety of people to get to know and root for. And 2, I was also a fan of having cast members from different backgrounds being part of the show. But my vision for the new and improved Naked and Afraid of Love would ultimately borrow ideas from other notable dating shows and build them around the Naked and Afraid structure. So allow me to explain. The first episode of the show's second season would start off with 8 cast members, 4 men and 4 women. The cast members are stripped naked, paired up, and dropped off on different parts of a tropical island. The cast members will be required to completely fend for themselves in the elements for 48 hours before they're given a map to go to their rendezvous point. So that means during the 48-hour process, cast members will be required to get their own shelter, their own water, catch their own food, and so on. And there will be absolutely no pampering or shortcuts that aren't afforded to the regular cast members of Naked and Afraid. So when the cast members receive their map, they will have to hike several miles to their rendezvous point, which, unbeknownst to them, will be a luxurious nude resort. And if you've seen the show Love Island, then the resort layout would be similar to that. Cast members will have access to food, bathrooms, pool, a dance floor, and most importantly, liquor. Inside the resort building, the dress code will be clothing optional, but outside, everyone must be nude. Even the show's 2 hosts, which will be a man and a woman. Inside the resort, the cast members will be sleeping in one large room with many beds, like on the show Love Island. The cast members will also decide who they want to sleep with and whether or not they want to sleep with clothes on. So in order to help the cast members develop connections with each other, they will be allowed to go on dates at the resort. And these will be real dates, not dates making any makeshift movie theaters or games of bowling using sticks, leaves, and coconut shells. So if you've seen the show Dating Naked on VH1, then you would know that they had real dates for cast members, such as parasailing, snorkeling, playing a game of pool, nude yoga, body painting, nature walks, and other various activities. Cast members will also be allowed to cook at the resort, and there will be a party each and every night. Once the cast members are settled in, they will be informed by the 2 hosts that the show is designed to help singles find love, and each cast member's ability to make a connection with another will be handsomely rewarded. However, those who fail to make a genuine connection in a timely manner will face certain consequences. The second episode will repeat the process of having 8 more participants stripped, dropped off on the island, and having to face the elements for 48 hours before having to hike to the resort and join the rest of the group. Episode 3 of the show will show all 16 participants at the resort, and they will have ample time to mingle and get to know one another. So how exactly will the show reward its cast members? Just like on the show Too Hot to Handle, cast members who have shown significant progress in making strong connections with one another will be awarded with romantic dates, a night at a private honeymoon suite on the resort, as well as various other prizes. If a couple earns more than 3 nights in the honeymoon suite, then they get to permanently move in the honeymoon suite. And they can enjoy the amenities as long as they remain the couple. And what are the punishments? Well, starting on episode 3, towards the end of these episodes, all the cast members will have the power to eliminate 1 man and 1 woman from the show. Just like on the show Ready to Love, The men and the women will meet separately, and they will pick one person from the opposite sex who they feel should leave the island. This decision will be primarily based on which cast members have made the least amount of progress in making a connection at the resort, or which cast members are more trouble than they're worth. And if a participant gets sick, becomes violent with another participant, or voluntarily decides to leave the island, there will be an additional 10 more participants, 5 men and 5 women, who will be on standby and ready to join the show. The elimination process will continue until episode 8, and around this time, there should only be 8 participants remaining. For this episode, a curveball will be introduced to the show. The audience will get to see 4 additional cast members make their naked and afraid journey to the resort, mingle with the existing cast, and by the end of the episode, the group has to nominate 2 men and 2 women to leave the island for good. Will the brand new participants be eliminated, or will the existing cast members ditch their connections to make room for fresh meat? Towards the end of the season, only the cast members who have successfully coupled up with one another will be eligible for the grand prize, which is $50,000. How will they get it? The eligible cast members will have the chance to go on a scavenger hunt through the jungle for several days, and they must work together to locate the grand prize located at the extraction point. This brings the cast members' naked and afraid experience full circle, as they must survive in the elements and rely on no pampering to make it to the end. So last but not least, one of the biggest changes that I would make to the show would be casting. I think that the majority of the cast members for the new season of the show should be outgoing, adventurous, spontaneous, with a splish splash of horniness. And if by some chance they are introverted and reserved, they'll still have some interesting qualities about them. So this is my pitch for the future seasons of Naked and Afraid of Love, and there's some drastic changes from the past season of the show, but I think they're necessary changes. After all, it is my opinion that the cast members of a dating show are more likely to find love when they're surrounded by people that they know watch their hind parts on a regular basis. But I would definitely like to know what you thought about my pitch, or some of the changes that you would like to see in the second season of the show. So leave your comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to each and every one of them. And if you're into dating shows, then I would highly recommend that you check out Ready to Love, which comes on the OWN network on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I've been reviewing that show for the past month, and I'd like for you all to check out those reviews as well. So we've officially reached the end of this Naked and Afraid of Love journey. I would like to thank each and every one of you who took the time out to check out my weekly reviews, and I especially appreciate all the likes and comments for the reviews. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.